Let's talk a little bit about another big issue. I know you're very keen on talking about this. That's a transportation plan, transportation tax, Prop 400 extension. This was a half-cent sales tax that was approved by voters back in 2004. It is set to expire here in the next couple of years, and you are pushing for this legislature to get its act in order and get this extension back on the ballot, because there's a lot of money at risk from the federal government, correct?
Well, look, our highway system that we've seen so improved in Maricopa County, in terms of travel time to work, is down in Maricopa County. You've seen the support for light rail and public transportation along the light rail line in Phoenix, Tempe, and Mesa. $14 billion of public-private investment. By any measure, it has been a huge success. That is what the voters of Arizona have done with the passage of Prop 400. Guess what? Last year, we passed in a bipartisan way the bipartisan infrastructure law. We have more money available for transportation infrastructure than in American history, and we are putting ourselves at a massive strategic disadvantage by not having a matching funding source on the table. The legislature needs to get to work, roll up their sleeves, adopt the plan that the mayors in a bipartisan way came forward with last year, and get it on the ballot as soon as possible. The longer we wait, the more of a competitive disadvantage we are at in the fastest growing county and one of the fastest growing states in America. We cannot put ourselves at this competitive disadvantage.
Have you talked to the Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs about this? I mean, she has vetoed a lot of legislations, but I don't remember her talking a lot about the extension of Prop 400 up to now. Is she providing the right kind of leadership?
We were together just a week ago at a very major press conference on the issue of water that we were talking about before. We did a pull aside. I had a chance to talk to her and say how important it was that we support robust funding for light rail, public transportation, including buses. That will put us at a huge competitive advantage when we are going against our competitor regions around the country. Those equitable type projects really score well when we are trying to get those federal resources. It's also the right thing to do. And she had a good conversation, and she seemed very supportive. And I think she's going to be moving in the right direction in that area.
It seemed very supportive, a lot different than her saying she is very supportive coming out publicly. She should be more public-facing on this.
Well, look, I know that it's going through the legislature right now. My message right now is that the legislature should adopt the plan that the mayors, in a bipartisan way, came together with last year with the bill that was vetoed. We got to get that back on the governor's desk, signed, get it on the ballot. I'll actively campaign in favor of it, because transportation and transportation investment is so important to our economy. You know, TSMC, the $40 billion investment, made a decision to come to our region because of commitments that were made on public transportation and freeway and highway transportation options. We need to provide that for the future of our economy.
Yeah, and a final question. I know, the legislative proposal that's working through right now has been opposed by Democrats, by members of your own party down in the legislature. One of the reasons they oppose that is because the bill that is working its way through would halt or slow the expansion of light rail. Talked about the importance of light rail. You're a big supporter of light rail, going all the way back to your time as mayor. Would you support a plan moving forward to extend Prop 400 if it slowed or halted the expansion of light rail?
We need a plan that has robust funding for roads, highways, public transportation, buses, light rail, the streetcar system that Tempe and Mesa are working so closely on to expand. To do great transportation policy, you need an all-of-the-above approach. So my request to the legislature is that they get to the table and do a plan that has all of the above, just like the mayors agreed to last year. Get on the governor's desk. Let's get it to the voters who are going to overwhelmingly support it again, so that our region is not at the competitive disadvantage that it is in right now, as we are chasing after the $1 trillion of funding that we passed in the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
Always, never enough time, Congressman. Thank you very much for stopping by here and sharing your thoughts on these important topics. But still,